Okay, guys, I'm here for my review of this week's SmackDown Live for September the 6th, 2016. The go-home show for Backlash, but you probably wouldn't know it. But then again, SmackDown did only have 2 weeks to build to this show, so what do you really want? You know, they only really had about 2 weeks to build to this show due to SummerSlam. Now, they'll have about a month to build to No Mercy, so they can probably build to that one better than this one. So, it's just a product of placement of the pay-per-view calendar. We didn't start off a backstage segment, like usual, like normal for SmackDown. So we started with Daniel Bryan in the ring, saying he's going to have a women's division forum, which is basically, I guess, what they're calling big promos now, segments. But before that, Daniel Bryan decides to explain to everyone how an elimination match goes. Because I guess we've all been living under rocks and can't even comprehend the concept of an elimination match, which is the easiest thing to comprehend in the world. So he brings out Becky Lynch first. Becky cuts a promo. She's interrupted by Natalya, Alexa Bliss, and Carmella. And that's awkward, and then Naomi and Nikki make the save, and Daniel Bryan basically says there'll be a 6-woman tag match, which is basically a rematch from SummerSlam with the exception of Nikki Bella and Carmella have switched teams, but I'll get into that later. So, it was an interesting segment. Our first match of the night was The Miz versus Apollo Crews, a rematch from SummerSlam, which probably should be happening at Backlash, given that Backlash used to be the show of WrestleMania rematches. I will say this, you can't say it's a show of rematches anymore because there are no SummerSlam rematches on this show that I know of. This was a much better match than Miz and Apollo Crews had at SummerSlam. Now, Apollo Crews still needs a gimmick first before you give him a title. He needs a character. But this is a nice little match. Apollo Crews' work rate's not the question. It's the fact he has no character. But this was Miz won with the skull-crushing finale after throwing Crews into Ziggler. Then Ziggler challenged the Miz to be a man. The IC title was in the center of the ring, and Miz sent Maurice to go get it. Miz and Ziggler, I don't think anyone cares about at Backlash, but tomorrow I'll give my predictions for Backlash, and you'll see where I think this is going to go. So after a Bray Wyatt promo, that transitions to Nikki Bella's theme song. We have the 6-woman tag match. Nikki Bella, Naomi, and Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss, Natalya, and Carmella. And an okay 6-man. And an okay woman's 6-man. I mean, it wasn't stellar, but, you know, it was a better match. You know, it was an okay little match. It was a good match. You have 6 women who really can have potential here. Without Eva Marie. That's why I'm actually glad Eva Marie got suspended, so she doesn't have to actually stink up to join in that woman's 6-pack elimination challenge at Backlash. I do think, though, she'll get the woman's title, though, just because of the fact of the person who beats her would get a massive pop. So I'm going to say this. I think Eva Marie should be who Becky Lynch wins that title off of, because I know Becky will get because whoever beats Eva Marie will get a massive pop from that if they give it to her. Now, I don't want Eva Marie to be the champion, but I think in the case of who should Becky win for the title, to beat from the title, well, Eva Marie would probably be a good choice, as would probably Natalya, but as I'll say in my prediction, I do think it's going to be Nikki Bella, but I'll get to that tomorrow. But Carmella wins for her team by making Nikki Bella tap out of her code of silent submission. So that means Nikki Bella has now tapped out one more time than her boyfriend in 13 years. In 12 years. John Cena has not tapped out once in 12 years. His last tap-out loss that was official was No Way Out 2004. That's 12 and a half years nearly. Almost 13. Whereas Nikki Bella just now tapped out. And prior to that, she tapped out at Night of Champions. So she's actually tapped out twice in a matter of less than a year. That's more than John Cena has, which is very interesting. But the tag team tournament was the biggest portion of this show. And it started the semifinal between the Usos and American Alpha, in which the Usos jumped American Alpha, and then the Usos lose in 47 seconds. Roman Reigns' cousins lost in less than a minute. And then when it was like they're going to be respectful American Alpha, the Usos turned heel, thankfully, because they've been getting stale as day old bread. And they take out Chad Gable's knee. And that goes into something I'll talk about in just a little bit. So, after that, there's a segment with Fandango, who's in the ring. He said that Tyler Breeze is in Dubai, and he's dancing with a plant from the crowd. I have no idea what the heck this is. Kane comes in and chokeslams Fandango, and then does the Fandango thing. And that's it. I have no idea what the point of that was. It didn't make any sense. And I think Breezango are actually becoming a good tag team that I would actually want to have a run with the SmackDown tag titles. So, then we had our second semifinal tag team tournament match, as it's Rhino and Heath Slater taking on the Hype Bros in an okay match. Nothing stellar, but it wasn't bad. Rhino and Slater are the Cinderella team that this tournament needs. They can be a team like the 1-2-3 Kid and Bob Holly from the Royal Rumble 1995. And they don't even have to have a very long title reign either. They could lose it on SmackDown Tuesday if they win it. You know? There's several ways to do this. But you need to wrap up Heath Slater's free agent storyline. And if he doesn't win it, the best way to do it, if you're not going to have him and Rhino win, is to give him a contract out of sympathy. Because him and Rhino didn't make the final of this tournament. But Rhino and Slater win when Rhino gores Mojo Rawley, I believe it was. And the main event segment was AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose had their promo segment, which wasn't bad. And AJ just basically ends it by going low on Dean Ambrose, and that's why it ended the show. And the Talking Smack segment, which I don't watch Talking Smack, but I do know this. I do know that they announced that Chad Gable, in the storyline, will be out 2 to 4 weeks, so American Alpha are not in the finals of the Tag Team Championship Tournament Backlash now. They've been pulled from it, and the Usos and the Hype Bros are going to have a second chance match, and the winner of that match between the Usos and the Hype Bros, which I don't even know is on the kickoff show or not, but the winner of the match between the Usos and the Hype Bros face Rhino and Slater for the tag team titles at Backlash, and the winner of that match is the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. So, yeah, I thought this SmackDown was a little bit better than Raw. But then again, SmackDown does have a 2-hour format, and it manages to use a lot of its roster in that 2 hours. So, it's better than Raw in that aspect. Do I think they need help with their divisions? Yeah, they need help. Both Raw and SmackDown need help with a lot of their divisions. That's just the way things are right now. But the brand split's early, so, the brand split's early. Let's see how it pans out as we go through the end of 2016 and 2017 and onward and beyond. So, that's my review of this week's SmackDown. If you liked the video, like button down there, subscribe button down there, and thank you for watching.